Hey, I'm back. I just wanted to get on for a little while, for a few minutes. I think my husband is holding my infant son, and he's probably about to wake up at any moment and want to nurse. But I just thought I would get on and just tell a little bit about how I've been feeling today. Today's Sunday, the 14th, August 14th, and for some reason, Sundays are usually kind of hard for me. I don't really know why. I do go to church, and I was definitely raised in a very spiritual home. I guess that's how you would say it, or a very devout, devout in the religion that I am. My parents were very devout, and so we were raised going to church, and I even married somebody that was of the same faith as me, because it was very important to me. And Sundays just have been hard. Like right after I lost Tess, or right after we lost her, it was very hard for me to go to church, because you can guess what religion I am, but the religion that the religion that I am in the church that I attend, there are lots of children, lots and lots of children, and lots of babies usually, and lots of infants. And so at first it was really hard for me to go to church and to be around. It was the one place that I went to when I went every week, that I had to be, enclosed in a space where there were maybe 4 or 5 babies, maybe, similar ages as my daughter was, or anyway, it was just hard for me. I don't know if I don't know really why I always seem to get emotional. Today I just got called to teach in Sunday school, and I actually teach my little girls class, the 6-year-olds, and in our Sunday school, the pianist was playing some prelude music before everything got going, before all the stuff got going. And so I started bawling, and I don't really know why. I mean, I don't even know if I wasn't necessarily thinking about my daughter. I had a friend on Facebook maybe like a week ago say, because I think I put on there that Sundays were hard for me sometimes, and she said, she actually lost a child to SIDS over 30 years ago, and she said, maybe Sundays are hard for you because you look around and you know that your child isn't with you, isn't sitting there with you with the rest of your family, or maybe you look around and there are other children that are the same age as your daughter would be. Anyway, so I start crying, and I go out in the hallway. I get up because I think I'm trying not to humiliate my 6-year-old. She keeps turning around and asking me, what's wrong? What's wrong? I mean, she knows what's wrong, but that's a whole other video on how it has affected my kids. But so she I go out in the hall, and I continue to cry, and also just to try to get myself together. But anyway, so that's what I've been. I kind of felt really a little melancholy this morning at church, but I am going to church. I didn't go for a while. I was, and it actually, being raised the way that I was and having the beliefs that I do, it actually is hard. It was hard for me to admit it, but I was angry at God probably for a good while, and I was I don't know, I felt like I had always tried to. There's somebody coming, maybe not. I'd always tried to live a good life. I always tried to be a good person and to do what's right, and why could he do this to me? And so, I mean, to be perfectly honest, I was pissed. So, anyway, I didn't go for a few months. It was hard for me to go. My parents would take my kids to church quite often, and my husband works a lot on Sundays, so it's hard. It was hard. It was just hard for me to go by myself with my little girls. It was just hard. So I've been trying to go to church every Sunday, because I I don't know, I think it's important for my kids. But anyway, also I was talking to a friend last night on, actually we were texting, it's a girl that I met through Facebook, that she's a really young mom, and she lost a son to SIDS maybe a few to several months before I lost Tess. So it's been maybe 2 years. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'd have to ask her. But she lost a little boy, and she is newly, I don't know, I can't talk. She just had a newborn baby girl. And so we were just talking about how, you know, what we've been going through. And it's very comforting to talk to her for me, because she's the one person right now in the world that knows, like, how I feel. Like, you know, she knows, excuse me, she has the same kind of fears that I do about Sailor. She found her little boy, just like I found Tess. And I guess I was diagnosed at one time with post-traumatic stress disorder, so I'm sure that's what comes up when I look at him. You know, it happens several times a day, but I look at him and I mean, to be perfectly blunt, he looks dead. I'm sorry if that offends some people, but anyway. And so, you know, several times a day, my stomach goes up into my throat, or something. I mean, it actually is kind of, it's so sad, it's kind of funny that that I have those type of irrational thoughts. But my stomach goes up into my throat because, you know, when he is asleep, he looks, you know, I'm taken right back to that moment that I found my little girl laying on the bed. So anyway, so I was talking to her last night, and she just was, you know, sharing some, you know, just some things with me about how she's struggling and stuff. And I just wanted to let her know, if she watches this, that she's helped me just as much as maybe I've helped her. That it's, you know, I'm just real thankful that I have her. And we've never even met. I've never even heard her voice, but, you know, we've talked on Facebook and we exchanged phone numbers. So now we've texted a lot. And I don't know, late at night, whenever, you know, one of us might have some sort of fear, and probably everybody else is asleep, you know, she'll text me or I'll text her, and it's just comforting to have somebody to talk to. So that's kind of what I'm struggling with right now. Sailor will be, I said, I think yesterday on my video that he was 11 weeks, or it's not 11, he has 11 weeks. He'll be 12 weeks tomorrow. I think I said he'd turn 12 weeks on Monday, but he'll be 12 weeks tomorrow. And so he definitely got over the hump of the 10-week mark, which is what just kind of freaked me out. You know, Tess died at 10 weeks, and he has gotten over that. But I don't think that my fears will be forgotten anytime soon, because he still is, you know, in that that scary range for SIDS. I have begun to accept, I guess, I don't know. I'm not even going to get into that. And also yesterday on my video, I hope I didn't offend some people by saying that, you know, you can move on. I don't think those words, I chose the wrong words, because you don't really move on from this. You can learn to live again, I suppose. And that's what I'm trying to do. But I don't think that you ever move on from experiencing something like this. I think that all I can do right now is try to pray, and I do pray for the peace and the understanding to understand that this was, I don't know, that she's with my Heavenly Father, that she's okay, that that this is how it was, you know, this is how, if you believe in things happen for a reason, that this was, you know, how things are supposed to work out. I don't know, you know, I don't know even what I totally believe. So I do believe that she is with my Father in heaven. I know that she's with our Father, and I know that she is in a wonderful place, but it doesn't make